54% of adults between the ages of 16 and 74 lack proficiency in literacy in America, according to barbarabush.org. And the question is, what could be some of the contributing factors to this stats? That 54% of adults. It's not saying black, it's not saying white, it's saying 54% of adults. That means everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a really high number, too.
That's a
That's
really
like
high
over
number.
half. That's over half, man. That's crazy.
Oh man, yeah.
Man. Like, what
I
do
don't
you
know.
think some of the factors today? I got a couple of them. I'm going to let you go
Oh,
first.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Huh? I
Y'all
think
know.
some of the factors is a lot of times, man, when you in the city, you really just don't be still enough to read. You know what I'm saying? You always on the move, always. Even when you sit down, your brain's still moving. You know,
Yeah.
you either keeping your head on the swivel because you live in the hood,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't buy books when you get money. You always going to the candy store. You always going here. You know, I know I did anyway. You never think about buying a book. You think about buying other stuff other than a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The parents, when most people live in a single parent household, you don't, your parents don't have time to enforce you to read a book because when they get off work, they trying to recover and get ready for the next day. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. Some parents did, but it ain't a lot of. Because if it was a lot of them, we wouldn't be in the situation we in now.
Man.
Um, like I say, I think I probably had ADD, but the belt is what kept me on focus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
That's how I learned my ABCs. If I don't say the ABC, you feel that strap, man.
Yeah.
You
not,
learn real quick. You know what I'm saying?
not the pony time belt. The pony time belt.
boy, boy.
Oh.
And then, especially when you get older, once you
Yeah.
get out of high school and you become an adult, most of the
Mm-hmm.
time you don't sit still long enough to read. You should, but most people
Yeah.
don't. Just the average person working, you trying to make money, you trying to figure it out. And the last thing most people thinking about, and that probably that 54% is reading a book. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guilty of it. I don't know who else, but what I'm saying is you have to get to a place to where you can read at least 10 pages a day.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself, you know what I'm saying? At least 5 or 10 pages a day, or a
Yeah.
chapter a day. Because the more you read, the more you expand your mind on the concepts and learning, and the more you can move up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you want to somebody out there that want to do code, because I work in IT. If you want to read code, if you can't read a regular book, you definitely not gonna want to read code. It's gonna get on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
reading is definitely a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't going to school, you still should want to read something.
Yeah.
Whether it's the art of war, read that. You know what I'm saying? Bible, read that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People don't know this. When you saying it's a lot of bad pastors, it's in the Bible. It
Uh,
said people will come in my name and deceive people in my on my name's sake. So it
mm.
will be false prophets out there coming in my name's sake, deceiving the people. But if you never read that, some
Yeah.
people think that all pastors are just bad, but that's
Yeah.
just not true.
Yeah.
But there will be some bad people as like you say, out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
J
Yeah.
Bug, what's going on, baby?
What's up, fellas?
Yeah. What up,
You got
though?
it. So we said we just got came in. We was talking about this topic. Said 54% of adults between the ages of 16 and 74 lack proficiency in literacy in America, according to the barbarabush.org. What do you think some of the contributing factors to this stat, like that 54%? Why you think they don't? They lack the proficiency to read, or the reading proficiency rather.
I think it's the ease of life. Um, you
Mm,
don't need to really read anything to go about your day to day life. You know what I mean? What you need to read, Instagram post or the price of gas. You really don't have to challenge yourself to live life. You know what I mean? You can go out.
mm,
You know what I mean? As long as you can read the fast food menu at McDonald's or Chili's or a place like that, that's the only reading you have to do. And you have to actually put forth the effort to actually read or to find something compelling to read.
mm,
People just don't have an interest in it and they don't have to do it. After people, matter of fact, I think I was looking at a study like half the people after they get out of high school or college,
we just
uh,
talked about yeah.
they don't pick up a book
Yeah,
ever.
they
Like, you
don't.
know what I mean? Or
They
unless
don't.
they reading or training for a driver's test or training for some kind of specialty
Yeah,
school. I
for
mean, that's
sure.
just something a lot of people are not interested in. You know what I mean? And if you don't use it, you lose it. I
That's
picked up
true.
reading myself. You know, some trash literature basically, but you know, just picked it up because my son is learning to read. So you know what I mean. I think it's good for him to see me reading or read to him and things like that. But it's just not a priority.
Right.
People read off a lot of stats and things like that, but they don't read the articles. They don't
Yeah,
read
read paragraphs. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
and they don't read for detailed understanding either. You know, a lot of them. But guess what? We have Google. We have all these things. We don't know a word. We just ask, "Hey, Google or Siri, what's the definition of cornbread?" You know what I mean? And they can tell you. Uh, you know, like you say, they was using their and words come up, and people just started using them like they're brand new. They was using diabolical, demure, and things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, to expand their vocabulary. But we were doing that like remember like people using narcissists, you know what I mean? But when we was in junior high, the big word was conceited. Boy,
Yeah.
everybody was conceited. I don't like him, he conceited, blah blah blah. And they overuse these words and things like that. But I
Yeah.
think
Be
that's
like,
the really
you remember
thing.
on Living Color? You remember my dude on Living Color? Was it Bates? Was it? Which
Yeah,
one was it?
that was the one that was in jail.
Damon Wayans. He was in jail. He was.
Oh yeah.
It was the marshmallow cream of the proclivity of the.
Yo, yo,
Oh man, that was man.
like,
Your Living Color was funny. That was
like,
crazy, man.
I also think it starts. You got to start early. That was my punishment. Like, that was my punishment. I had to read to comprehend, not just read. I had to read to comprehend.
Yeah.
Write what I learned down, and then if it don't make sense to them, well, you got to go back and read it again. I'm like, damn, this is
Yeah.
cruel. This is not. This ain't real life. This is
Yeah.
And
cruel.
guess what? That was a punishment. For us, me and Nick and Percy as well, we had to read the Bible. You know what I mean? And that's not regular reading. Uh, they don't read how you talk. So you know what I mean. You really gotta look at what you're reading. Ye and therefore and begotten. This is not my vocabulary. So learned a lot.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's just not something that's focused on, and we don't have to do it. You know what I mean? The
But
only good thing I think people text a lot. They kind of write more. You know what I mean? You got to write your post. You know what I mean? So and some of that shows through with the punctuation of some of these posts and things, or how people text you or their emails. But
yeah,
Oh, they write shorthand. Was that they write shorthand now?
yeah,
Everything abbreviated.
yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But
yeah.
and that's the thing.
FY,
Like
IFY, right? So,
with reading or this in life, the stuff that you don't want to do, working out, whatever it is you don't want to do,
yeah,
you're gonna do it just enough to get by. You do it
Yeah.
just
yeah,
enough to get out of high school, and if you got a college degree, you do it enough to get out of college. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because you're only going to college, you didn't want to learn, you wanted a skill so you can make money. Even some of these doctorate people.
Yeah.
A lot of people good at math, they went into accounting because they don't really like reading, or they don't like speaking in front of people, or they don't like talking
Hmm.
loud. So they go to their strengths, and you know reading is one of those things.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that are voting. And if you see some of these
man,
bills
you
or
took
the
it right out of my mouth
politicians,
too.
uh, it's just not. Hey, we're gonna ban casinos in Arkansas. There's two sentences. Those bills are pages and pages. So
Man.
if you got one bill, and they'll tell you what it says. Hey, don't read it. I'll tell you what it says. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what we do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's what a lot of lobbyists and politicians do. Guess what? I'll read it for you. You know what I mean? People can't tell they don't like Donald Trump, but they can't tell me any of his policies that they've read, or you know what I mean,
Right.
or they're repeating something somebody else said on the news
Yeah.
or something like
We
that.
just said it, yo.
Hey, one of the number
Misinformation.
one of the number one things when people go get a car off the car lot, you just sign it. You like, and then later on they come like, well, did you read it? No, I just signed.
What
What?
what's the balloon payment?
Boy,
What's variable interest? You know what I mean? So
man. You finna find out.
you said I didn't have to pay nothing down.
Yeah.
Back to life, back to reality.
So that's the thing, right? If 54% of adults are like below the reading proficiency, how does voting even supposed to work? Like that's the crazy part. Like, do they really even know who they voting for? They just
It makes sense. It makes sense. Pull the day. We
it's
got 'em.
crazy, man.
So
We got
candidates are basically doing it like what we do, the way we do little kids. Whoever says the funniest joke or shows the best picture or gets the most attention. Hey, look at me! Hey, I'm silly. Look, and they get your attention and you vote for them because you like them. A lot of people are out here voting off feelings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel this way about them, or they deserve a chance. They ain't about to deserve. You know what I mean? He gave me a stimulus check. I'm gonna vote for him. You know what I mean? He gave you $100 so he can take $1 billion. So, but he at least he did something for me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
that's the people we live in a country. That we live in a country with. They're making decisions. You know what I mean? Some of your nurses or doctors ain't picked up a new book or a case study of new drugs since they got out of school. They still new drugs come out all the time. They still give you a little Cilapril. You know what I mean?
Man. Boy.
Yeah.
Like, man, this old, man. Shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've been doing this for 50 years. Yeah, the
Boy.
same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's the new studies out. You know, it's a new information, new technology. But you like this, a lot of people don't know what's going on in the world because it ain't. That's how the media controls you because people don't read.
Yeah.
I'm only
Right.
you only read what they're putting in front of you, that what they put on your plate.
Right. You don't do the research.
You gotta order off the menu sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. For sure.